Hi there everyone, GuardianE here, and welcome to another live reaction and first impression video for Fire Emblem Heroes. Tonight we should be getting the reveal of the next Mythic hero to drop into the game on the 26th of July. So I've got the trailer pulled up here, we will watch through it live, and after that we'll take another swoop through the video to take a closer look at the skills as well as the makeup of the rest of the banner to see if this is ultimately one that I think is worth summoning on. Alright, here we go. Let's get into it. Wait for the YouTube UI to leave. Alright. A new Mythic hero joins the battle. Oh! Is it really gonna be ASKR? God of Openness. It sure is. Hey, so he's gonna be an infantry beast unit. I think his design is awesome. I think he looks really great. Illuminating Horn, Bulwark 3, Domain. So I wonder if that's going to be a beast specific. Oh, holy bull! That's a really cool animation and transformation. So he's going to be super tanky, it looks like. Interesting. Colorless as well. He's gonna be joined by Peony, Celica, Plumeria. Got Dimitri in there. Saros. Ashura. Oter. Marita. Nana. Arthur. Medeus. I see. Okay, that 8%. And then, of course, starting on, what, the 26th? Yeah, the 26th. Alright. Well, I mean, I was kind of expecting us to get ASKR relatively soon. Didn't know if it was going to happen now or a little bit later. I would, of course, expect us to get Emblem in the relative near future as well. So hey, it's great to see him. ASKR God of Openness here. All right, well, let's rewind, take a closer look at this guy. So here is ASKR as a colorless beast infantry unit. I actually really like both ASKR and Ash's designs in this book. I think they're pretty wholesome and unique. I think they both look really great. And ever since they revealed ASKR at the midpoint trailer, he really did exude this sense of genuine friendliness and approachability. I feel like that's really on display here as well. Now, similar to Ash, he does have sort of this skin-tight bodysuit that just hugs all of the rippling muscles of his torso. It has the gold lining, the whites, and the blues. Really comes together well. He has the signature bull horns. His hair is feathered, a little bit wild as well, considering he is a beast. It makes a lot of sense. And he has just a very gentle and affable expression on his face. Love that his staff has a giant cowbell at the end of it. I think that's great. It looks really awesome. So he has Illuminating Horn, which is a 14 might weapon. Has Killer Slaying effect, and if unit initiates combat or is within 2 spaces of an ally, super easy condition. +5 to all stats. Unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack, deals damage equal to 20% of unit's defense, and reduces damage from foes' attacks by 20% of unit's defense. It's a lot of stuff built into that one condition. At start of turn, if unit is adjacent to only beast or dragon allies, or if unit is not adjacent, transforms. If unit transforms, grants +2 attack and deals +7 damage when special triggers. Neutralize effects that grant special cooldown count charge +X to foe, or inflict special cooldown charge -X to unit. Okay, so that's a lot of really great stuff. Let's break that down a little bit. Killer Slaying effect is excellent. The player phasing or within 2 spaces of an ally is incredibly easy of a condition to meet, and if he does, +5 to all stats during combat, guaranteed follow-up attack, which is amazing, deals damage equal to 20% of unit's defense, so that's going to be a fixed true damage added on based upon his defense, and damage reduction by 20% of unit's defense as well. Now, considering I don't know what his defense stat is going to be, but I mean we can certainly build units. It's not really unheard of to get an average of what, like 50, 60, 70 defense, depending on in-combat buffs. So using that as sort of the standard, you're looking at an additional 10 to 20 damage or 10 to 20 damage reduction. Which is pretty decent, And then, of course, has the regular beast transformation condition, and if he is transformed, gets +7 damage, so +7 true damage built in if his special triggers, and then also doesn't allow the enemy to gain additional special charge through skills or reduce his ability to gain special charge either. So it's a lot of good stuff baked into that weapon. So I'm encouraged to see that. Bonfire for the special, attack defense ideal 4 for the A slot. That is pretty good. Attack defense bulwark 3. Okay. Foes with range equal to 1 cannot move through spaces adjacent to unit, and foes with range equal to 2 cannot move through spaces within 2 spaces of unit. Does not affect foes with past skills. Inflicts attack defense -4 on foe during combat. Restores 7 HP to unit after combat. Interesting. So this is going to be an evolution of Obstruct, an inheritable evolution of Obstruct. Gatekeeper from last year did have his own unique B-slot skill, Detailed Report, which was an enhanced Obstruct in its own way, and it has the same exact first 2 pieces of it, which foes with range equal to 1 or foes with range equal to 2, those read exactly the same. Where they're different is that Gatekeeper's Detailed Report also prevents warping. Not the case with this one. Instead, it inflicts -4 to attack and defense during combat, and has 7 HP restoration after combat. Completely different and distinct, but very solid. Just getting an in-combat debuff with the B-slot skills, which I think they're trying to extend more and more to more movement types, basically. And I don't know if this particular skill is going to be exclusive to a specific movement or weapon type. You can't really tell based upon this. Of course, ASKR is a beast infantry unit, so there's the chance it could be exclusive to infantry. There's also the chance it could be exclusive to beast units, or some combination thereof. But regardless, I think this is a really great evolution of Obstruct as it currently is into something that's a lot more usable. Opened Domain for the C-slot skill. So at start of turn, if unit is within 2 spaces of any allies from a different title than unit, okay, grants Resonance Blades and Resonance Shields to unit and all allies within 2 spaces of unit. And also, if unit or any of those allies has their special cooldown count at its maximum value, grant special cooldown count -1 to them. That's so interesting, and such an interesting play on the opening of different portals and opening of different, to different worlds. Essentially, the condition being that he has to be within 2 spaces of an ally that's not from his native area, right? Not from Heroes, from one of the other games that are out there. So that makes a lot of sense, at least, from a flavor perspective of the character. So I do like that part of it. And it's at the start of the turn, so it is an activated buff, and when you meet the condition at the start of the turn, Resonance Blades and Shields get given to both ASKR as well as the allies within 2 spaces. That effectively gives, I think it's +4, right? I think +4 to attack and speed for blades, and +4 to defense and res for shields. So it's essentially +4 to all stats that can't be panicked or neutralized as an actual stat buff, right? Because they're the unique application of Resonance Blades and Resonance Shields is that they're stat buffs without actually counting as stat buffs, so they don't get neutralized in the same way that activated stat buffs would. So it kind of circumvents that in a way, and also it stacks with activated stat buffs, so you can kind of double dip on the activated stat buffs in that way. You're getting both of those benefits when he's within 2 spaces, and he gives a nice little pulse action as well to his allies, which is also pretty darn valuable. And this, of course, is going to be a unique skill to ASKR. So again, the Bulwark is inheritable, but the weapon and the C-slot skill are unique to him, and they're quite good. They're quite good. I don't think that ASKR really is a game changer in any particular way. I don't think he brings anything incredibly new to the table as far as his kit is concerned, but he has a lot of good stuff built into his weapon. He is going to fulfill that role kind of as a wall to cordon off the enemy and basically prevent them from approaching, which is a really great thing. And he's going to actually be a pretty great support with the open domain. He's going to do a lot of things with that to be able to provide additional boosts just as a passive, essentially, that gets activated as long as the very, very easy conditions are to meet. So he's going to be a very easy unit to use. He's going to be very effective, and he's going to do a lot of different things. So that in and of itself, I think, is quite strong. So I think he's good, and that kind of lends itself to the whole God of Openness thing that he's got going for him. I really do like the bull transformation. I think that's so cool. Yeah. So it's pretty great, and again, he is going to be super tanky. I'm expecting his res to be enormous, And his res, or his defense to be enormous, and his res seems like it's probably going to be pretty good too if he's tanking Manicheets. I don't know. He's probably going to have some pretty sizable defenses. So ASKR is going to be joined in the colorless pool by Ashura and Medeus. That is not bad. That's a not bad representation within there. Getting any three of them would be very solid. Medeus, relatively recent addition, has that whole Kato control thing going on, and you know it's relatively unique to him, at least at this juncture. Ashura is a very intimidating res tank, a powerful mage, and then ASKR, again, as we just talked about, I think is going to do a lot of good work both as a support as well as kind of this formidable wall. So all three of them, colorless is looking pretty strong here. Now for blue, we have Peony, we have Saros, and we have Dimitri. Interesting. So that's a pretty decent color too. Peony everybody has, of course. She was given as a guaranteed free unit for as through story progression, but getting an additional merge for Peony wouldn't necessarily be the worst thing. She's going to be very useful. Saros is obviously very, very good. Dimitri is also quite good. So that's a very powerful color overall. And the only thing that potentially brings it down is the fact that everybody already has Peony at this point, but otherwise it's quite good. Now, red is looking interesting. You've got Plumeria, you have Legendary Nana, and you have Ascended Marita. All three of those, very, very good. Plumeria, still strong as a flying dancer with unique debuff effects. You've got Legendary Nana that just has her whole neutralizing damage reduction gimmick. And then you've got Marita, who is not limited. She's not a limited unit, but she is an ascended hero, which means she is quite strong. She has that inheritable special that is pretty coveted right now, so that's another thing that's going for her. But of course, the fact that she's not limited, you know, in some way can potentially be argued brings down the color just a hair. But otherwise, I actually think it's pretty competitive with blue as well. And then for green, we have Legendary Celica, we have Arthur, and we have Oter. So, notwithstanding my personal bias that Oter is the worst character in all of Fire Emblem Heroes, and he is a disaster that should never be summoned for, he's actually a pretty good unit. So if you wanted to go for Oter, he's actually probably the strongest unit on green here, but he definitely doesn't carry the color. Arthur brings it down a great deal. Arthur is not limited, doesn't really have anything that remarkable going for him either. Legendary Celica is still pretty good. But not amazing or anything. She's definitely one of the older legendary heroes, and so from a strict like power perspective, she's definitely not carrying a great deal of weight for the color either. So as far as all of the colors are concerned, they're pretty even except for green. Green is kind of like way down there as a color, even notwithstanding my own personal bias against Oter. I think green is pretty forgettable as far as, you know, sniping on that particular color for this banner. But the other three are actually pretty even keel. They're pretty balanced as far as the value that they bring, and it kind of comes down to what you're looking for, what you need most from your for your barracks as far as that's concerned, what you're missing. As long as you're missing or would be completely fine with two of the units that are rated up on a particular color, it's fine to snipe for that color. That's kind of the general mantra that you should have going into a legendary or mythic hero banner. So once again, starting on the 26th of July and going until August 8th, so it's a little bit over a week and a half where the banner will be live. It's a little bit weird. I think that maybe because we're getting the banner so early in the month, they decided to just keep like the ending date the same, but bring the launch date a little bit earlier, something like that. I'm not really sure. So yeah, pretty nice overall, but not exactly a must summon by any stretch of the imagination. I definitely think that you can skip or pass on this banner. Again, not really must-haves here. And bear in mind that Choose Your Legends, the Brave banner, is going to be hitting relatively soon in the next month or so, I believe. So it's prudent to make sure that you have at least enough to spark on that banner, because usually those units are game changers in some sense of, or they have amazing fodder, or both. So usually worth at least waiting and saving enough orbs to spark on that if you don't have enough orbs already. But obviously, if some of your favorites are on this banner, that's priority number one. That's always going to be the case. That takes precedence over everything else. So if you do end up summoning, good luck to you. For me personally, I'm probably going to do the first circle and then bounce out. I don't think I'm gonna go any further than that. There's nobody on this banner that I'm currently still missing that I really, really need to go in for. And I can wait to get ASKR down the line personally, so I'm certainly willing to wait. But let me know in the comments below if you're excited for ASKR, if you're going to be summoning on the banner, and if you are, which colors you're going to be going for. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to leave us a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more Fire Emblem Heroes content. We thank you all so much for watching, for taking time out of your day to spend with us. We really do appreciate it. And until next time, let's protect those skies.